Hello friends and welcome to the space. My name is Candice and let's sip, settle and sink in and see what is going on in the collective energy. Already there's some things being picked up, definitely in respect to physical tiredness is one of them. So there might be some people in the collective feeling just exhausted or physically drained. Uh, um, Maybe experiencing headaches of sorts. I'm just, when I was in meditation, was feeling a strong pressure in the third, like conceptually, third eye chakra. And that's interesting because the last post that was done, that kind of happened towards the end, this intense sort of energy emanating from the third eye chakra. This one was a lot more intense and it was sort of connecting to the crown, so the top of the head as well. So there's this energy sort of emanating from this area here. So I'm not sure if you're getting headaches or what's going on, but that's what was felt. There's also something to be said about mirrors or mirroring energy, because at first I saw 11:44, then it was 11:55, then it was 12:12, and when I was writing down the date, realized it's the 10th of the 10th. So even though this is supposed to be a timeless kind of check-in, whenever you see this is when you're meant to receive it, there is something significant about reflection or mirroring kind of energy or expression. Yeah. And that's actually been in my own personal sort of day-to-day, have been seeing that a lot, specifically the numbers 222 or 22, more so 222 and then 2222. So let me know in the comments below if you've been seeing these types of synchronicities. That this was spoken about in the last post as well, these synchronicities showing up. So yeah, it'll be really interesting to see what gets spoken to today. So before we begin, I'm just gonna this is really interesting because this did come up in the notes that I wrote as well, about turning down the sound, turning down the noise, and that has also been an undercurrent or theme for a while now, is just turning down this noise, whatever that looks like for you, whether it's consumption. Maybe that's why some people are getting headaches. There's too much visual stimulation going on. But yeah, as I was saying, I'm gonna turn down the sound because I feel it's interesting. I was gonna say, it feels like it's distracting rather than the actual purpose of it. You know what? I might turn it down completely. Yeah, it's feeling more like a distraction, even though the intention was had benefit. It's now become a distraction. So take what you want from that. That's just what was felt. And again, I'm feeling that energy, it is moving like in a triangle, almost like a crown type thing. I don't know. Whatevs. I'm just looking at the notes. Yeah, I definitely wrote down something's trying to get through. You know, whatever. I don't know. Okay. Let's take a moment to arrive here together. Take some deep breaths. a need to ground for sure. The energy is intense right now. So yeah, there's a need to ground your energy, especially if you're off. I'm hearing or sensing the words like claustrophobic. If you're feeling in some way, shape, or form claustrophobic, there's a need to ground your energy, or you just take some freaking deep breaths. Hydrate yourself even, you know, have a drink of water. I want to show you my cute little Halloween mug, because last year I went full, actually I think I had these nails last Halloween. If you look back on the videos, you'll see it. And I went full kit and caboodle. I'm never freaking doing that again, because our Halloween in Australia is actually in summer, and so it's hot as shit, and you cannot be putting too much shit on, or yeah, you'll be feeling the heat for sure, especially in Queensland where I live. So yeah, anyway, I got myself this cute little mug instead. Not that I'm a fan of Halloween, because I do feel like the purpose of it has been completely, oh, man, okay. I have no idea what's going on with actual language today, like actually speaking. Oh, I was on a call with my brother this morning, and the words just were mumbly and fumbly, and so yeah, I'm feeling that again now. It's just interesting. I'm wondering if the freaking frequency, wondering if the frequency of that was felt during the last post, if that's still kind of meandering through, because that was a vibe at a point where there was just the words were getting all mumbled and jumbled. So okay, let's chill the fuck out, take some deep breaths, I'm just going to mention it while it's presencing itself. There's something about the number 7 as well. I'm just gonna make that in for fuck's sake. I'm just gonna make a note of that. I do apologize. This is just, you know, when energy drop, like, yeah, whatever. I'm not even gonna explain it. But yeah, the number 7 there's something about the number 7. Now, of course, I'm going to be hearing 7-11. 7-11, 7th of November. For some, that is also, I guess, an angel number, if you want to go that way. At one point in time, maybe a year or so ago, that number was seen frequently. I used to see 7-11 everywhere. So maybe something coming back in, or like a reminder of something. I'm not sure. Okay, where do we want to go today? I'm just gonna pull an overall card. I'm getting the feel to do, and see. If you are new here, welcome. I'm not always this confuddled and confused, okay? It's just whatever is being picked up in the energy right now, and that's what it's feeling like. You might be feeling like you're pulled into different directions, as in you're leaking energy, or you're doing too much. Maybe that's where the noise is coming from. There's too much things going on left, right, and center. You're feeling a bit claustrophobic, feeling a bit, I'm hearing the word withdrawn is presenting itself. Maybe you are withdrawing yourself from things, or you're in the space where you're like realizing, okay, this is too much. I need to take a beat. I need to take a break. and pull myself from this, because it's like it's affecting physically, like it's whatever's going on is affecting you physically, or affecting the body, I should say, physically. And it's being noticed. Like, obviously it's being noticed. It's quite noticeable. So yeah, make of that what you will. Okay, even the cards are shuffling all weird. Anyway, let's see. Just one. Okay, I'm gonna pull that one out because it did flip over in the first instance, and that is the underworld. The underworld. There was the mentor underneath that, and I did try to put it back in, but it's kind of stayed out, so I'm going to put that back in, but I did want to show you that. So the underworld. Things... How does that want to be explained? Things going on in the depths. Maybe this is some form of shadow work. I'm just going to pull one more. I'm interested to see if that mentor card will come back out. The underworld. The nectar. Okay. The bottom of the deck, we've got the comic. But I'm just more interested in this one right now, the underworld. Where's my book? The underworld. The nightmare, the ordeal, the bottom. This is no time to mince words. If only it was that easy, because it's just bleh, it's just coming out like bleh. There's no kind of sense to it. It's all over the place. The archetypal territory of the underworld is fraught with nightmares, suffering, and pain. It is the darkest shadow realm, which we try vigilantly to avoid or deny at any cost. Try as we might, the darkness pulls us into its depths through disturbing dream images, unexpected accidents, illness, war, conflict, and ultimately death. Not visiting the underworld or denying it its existence altogether is what gives it dangerous power. Traversing it forces us to bow humbly to the greater forces that be, while summoning the inner strength that we previously underestimated. Take solace that the underworld subsumes everyone from time to time, making us deeper friends, more intimate partners, soldiers of light amid our shadowy times. Facing darkness and choosing light is the most profound calling of all. Bravery, depth, facing of deepest fears. And there's a little part that says, go deeper, read Meeting the Shadow, edited by Connie Zweig and Jeremiah Abrams. Search for images of a map of Dante's Inferno. What does the story of epic descent stir in you? There's some relation to Inanna, the goddess Inanna. One of the earliest stories on record is that of the goddess Inanna's descent. Turns out descending into the underworld is as old as time itself. So yeah, to me it feels like I think, oh my gosh. Yeah. There's this interesting, it's like oh my God, I can't even explain it. Okay, I'm going to take some deep breaths just to ground myself and to regulate. During last week's post, I said it's as if something doesn't want to be spoken to. And it feels that way now. It's the words, and even in that first sentence of the description in the book, said, now is not the time to mince words. I feel collectively we are all in this, or most of us are in this space of really getting to the bottom of either who we are, as in doing, internal shadow work, or even, on a more practical level, questioning a lot of the paradigms that we have aligned ourselves with. I feel this is happening on a mass collective scale. There was a word that I heard before, it's gone now, but I'm hearing the word grade. Perhaps like levels of, I do feel that in some way that there's been this grading of sorts, as in not the school grading. How does this want to be explained? Like the levels have, I guess if you want to look at it from a perspective of an onion, like peeling back layers, but getting really to the root of the matter. This grading, and I'm hearing grading system. I'm not sure what that's about, but yeah, this, it's not related to school. It's just this, I'm hearing the words leveling up. I don't really resonate with that, but because it's not, you're not going anywhere. You're not trying to achieve or accomplish anything per se. It's more of a dropping in, a looking within. And, there may be some, I'm hearing scary truths that are being uncovered, unveiled, like monstrous type of things. And if this is an internal process, right, when we're doing shadow work, it's coming into contact with those, what shadow work is coming into contact with those parts of ourselves that are unseen, underworld, that are unseen, and for the most part uncomfortable to deal with. Like, as an example, I'm just going to speak to this because it's coming through right here, right now. Taking accountability for something that you did wrong. This is just coming through, so I'm just going to speak to it. But that kind of thing, taking ownership of something that you were a part of, or some kind of conflict that was created is what is presenting itself. What is this comic though at the bottom? It's a really interesting card, right? Like this cat in the middle for the party hat. And under that is the unseen. So let's just have a quick read. I'm just gonna have a quick squizzy through the comic just to get a little bit more context. The comic. So the comic is an archetype in this deck. And when we think of a comic, we could think of someone who is just, foolish in their ways, or if you look at it from the perspective of tarot, it's taking that leap into the unknown, which I do feel this could be speaking to, is especially being on, underneath in the depths, is this taking the leap into unknown territory. And then, of course, on the flip side, there's the class clown, the actual fool, the person who is cracking jokes and trying to make people laugh. The comic carries a remedy for all that ails the world. Amid the deepest pain and suffering, there's always the potential to lift up and out of darkness through laughter. So, you know, maybe this is a message about using laughter to help elevate the frequency. If you're feeling this denseness, and I feel like a lot of us are feeling this strange, dense, heavy energy, laughter is a way to help and assist with not falling in too deep. Through dismissed by some as lowbrow or unsophisticated, this archetype usually has a highly advanced mind. Yeah, it's like they say people who are witty are quite intelligent. Like, you have to be to some degree in terms of mind, right? Like in terms of using the brain to be able to make people laugh on a whim, to be able to, when you think of comedians or look at comedians who are quite quick with their comebacks, Matt Rife is coming to mind. It's like it comes out of nowhere. It's like, where did that even come from? Now, I'm not elevating Matt Rife in any way as like a highly intelligent person or whatever. I'm just saying what's coming to mind. But it takes a high degree of intelligence to be able to use your environment and make people laugh in that space. But there was something else I wanted to come through, and there's a little note here about not dismissing people that are utilizing humor at the moment to move through things, right? To move through difficult challenges and to move through difficult content or topics or whatever it is that they're discussing that are quite serious. Some people may actually have to rely on comedic value or comedic substance to regulate themselves. You know, that is a way of regulation. Is like, I know when sometimes if I'm feeling flat, you know, I definitely value laughter as a way to shift the frequency very quickly. One of my daughters, she's coming to mind, one of my daughters is she would be classed as your A-type personality. She's a double Cap and Taurus. Oh my Lord, I tell you what. So she's quite stuck in her ways. And if she's angry, you'll know about it. She will let you know, not necessarily with words, but her whole demeanor. But one thing that does shift her out of that frequency is if I make her laugh. So it's kind of the same vibe, you know, don't, you know, I don't want to tell you what to do, but try to avoid labeling those or putting... Yeah, it's not putting any type of labels on those that are using humor at this point in time to feel better or just shift their frequency, you know, be understanding and compassionate. The comic sees and accepts the messiness of life, using it as material to be mixed and shaped into a potion to soothe the stressed and serious mind. They literally lighten us up. Thus, within the comic is usually the sage or the magician, working healing magic upon any audience who will lend an ear. The comic may be the archetype that heals the deep division in our world, one pun at a time. Interesting. The comic has plenty of shade to throw on others, and it can fall into shadow at the drop of a hat. Beware of their sharp claws. Okay. Joy, jokes, and smiles are signs of a happy heart. Be wary of spiritual practices or teachers who leave the comic by the wayside. Yeah, it's not all doom and gloom, and you know, sometimes we just need that little bit of a shift in frequency when things are too heavy, even if it's in a way just to reset. you know, just to go, okay, maybe that's, for some, that'll be the break that is needed. Okay, stop watching content or, you know, surrounding yourself with the type of noise that is making you feel claustrophobic or withdrawn, is what I heard before. I'm actually going to write those words down. Oh my God. Phobic. I'll figure it out. Claustrophobic, how do you spell that? And oh yeah, of course, that's how you spell it. Thank you. Claustrophobic. That took a minute. So yeah, there's a need to give things space as well. So I will say that even though the words, there's something about, if the words are not coming through, hold space for that. So, you know, maybe this messiness of not being able to verbalize or articulate or give something quote unquote language or verbiage, allow the space, because something else is trying to come through. I said that earlier. Something else is trying to come through. Yeah, so what was I writing? Claustrophobic and withdrawn. Yeah, so as I did just then, hold space for it, and then it'll come through, or something else will come through. So there's something to be said about that. Okay, what do we want to do? Okay. Okay, pulling 3. So I've been talking about grounding for a while now. Essentially, all that is nervous system regulation. And we spoke about that. We actually do speak about that in length here in this space. That nervous system regulation, calming the F down. So yeah, you can add laughter to that toolkit, if you will, as well. You know what they say, laughter is the best medicine. So, you know, things going on in the world at the moment is so interesting. Lots going on. Just seeing the Empress at the bottom of the deck. Let's get 3 cards. This card's flipping over. Not going to take that. I might cut the deck. Okay, so in the anchor, we have the Wheel of Fortune in the reverse. Number 10, card number 10. So there's some form of stagnancy, of things not moving forward. Did this not come out last post? I feel like that came out. Maybe not in the big 3. I don't know if I used it as a clarifier. I might get some clarifiers as well. Yep. Oh. Yep. So there's something that's kind of stuck. It feels like that. The stuck energy. I'm pretty sure I spoke about this last post, but yeah, there's this stuck type of energy, not wanting to move forward, or even delays. I'll get some clarity on that in a minute. Yeah, so some type of setbacks maybe. Let's get the clarifiers. This is feeling very fumbly, guys, so I do apologize because I've only just stuck these nails on today. I'm not quite used to them yet. Okay, clarify, Wheel of Fortune in reverse. Why the Wheel of Fortune? The Sun in reverse. Something not as it seems. Oh, and that's... Wait a minute. Let me just check something. Why is it saying that? Weird. Yeah, there's some sadness here. There's something, I mean, in the collective, I think this is quite self-explanatory, right? There's this sadness, there's this grief even, lack of clarity, with the heaviness, with the that was said in the last. I keep referencing, I should just speak to it because, oh my God. Yeah. Lack of clarity when the sun is in reverse. Because it's like this darkness, this unseen force. Oh, that's weird. Why did I say that? Why for anchor frequency though? Maybe this is the shadowy, this underworld vibe, right? This being in the muck of it, being in the heaviness of it. And this is why if you're feeling like exhausted, the body's feeling exhausted, this is why it's this draining type of energy. I might get one more card on that. Give me one more. What's that? And the Empress comes out again. Empress and the Four of Wands. Collectively, we're wanting things to be great, right? We're wanting goodness, fertility, blessings, abundance, celebration, happiness. But there's this overwhelming, and what was that other word? There was some other word. Overwhelming kind of frequency dragging us down. Maybe this is why we need the comic right now. It's just to lift us out of that. Yeah, I'm feeling it again. It's heavy. I'm wondering if this is frequency changes in the frequency changes that are affecting us on a physical level. I definitely would feel all I can do is just be like, mate, there's almost a sentiment of like remembering that there is light at the end of the tunnel. There is this sun. There is even though these cards are reversed at the moment, at some point they are going to spin back. the Wheel of Fortune is going to go into forward momentum. The sun is going to shine again, even though we're feeling in this really, and I'm physically feeling it, this deep sense of, I'm hearing the phrase like not going anywhereness. It's feeling very heavy in the head. You know, some might say this is like physical upgrades, the body upgrading, adjusting to these frequency shifts. That may well be the case, but it's being felt is what's being trying to, you can feel it. If you're feeling it, then this is related to you in some way, shape, or form. Okay, let's move on to the next one. So what might pull us, of course, is the Hierophant, which is interesting. When it's in that shadow / challenge position, we're reading it in the reverse. So being mindful of how does that want to be said? These energies, frequencies, people even who, I'm hearing the word purport to be some figure, figure of authority, figure of learning, education, something to do with that, because the Hierophant is you know, a card of either education, higher learning, but also can be this spiritual progression. So in the shadow, I'm going to pull out a clarifier about that. In the shadow, it's speaking of, you know, outdated, not updated, outdated ways of thinking, of being, paradigms and systems that need to be analyzed, even, you know, rebelling against things that are like societal norms. So for example, the Hierophant does speak of marriage. In the reverse, it can speak of moving against things that we know to be quote unquote normal. We can tell this already. We can tell that this is shifting. We can tell that the way that things are being done it's not going to keep presenting itself in that way. I don't know if that makes sense. But there's a shift around belief systems. There's a query into belief systems, even leadership. You know, as I said before, like this, not necessarily authority, it could be, but people in leadership that are operating from an ego-based perspective, who are, I'm hearing the words like not for the people. And I'm hearing wolf in sheep's clothing. Being aware of any kind of dogma as well with the Hierophant, however it is you say that. And, you know, because I sometimes feel, and I have been feeling for a while, like, we know this, we hear this, the sentiment of too much of a good thing is bad for us. It's more about people taking good things and turning them to shit, you know, which is something us humans love to fucking do, is taking something that's pure and turning it into something a little bit more sinister. Just being aware of, as your beliefs are shifting, and I'm going to pull some more cards on that, as your belief systems are being questioned or shifting, be mindful of what it is that you latch on to next. Okay, because sometimes when we drop certain belief systems, we tend to jump onto the next one. Okay, two examples are presenting itself right now. So for example, I was born in a very religious household and never quite felt like I belonged in religion, so to speak. So I moved away from, or like officially stepped out of a religion, but then just attached myself to another concept. So, I mean, religion is concept, obviously. Attached myself to the concept of spirituality. And now I'm at a stage where even that is being let go, but there's no attachment. It's just being present and being here and being awareness always. And then the second example is how, being aware of, like, say for example, you, like me, have left social media. Being aware of jumping on the whole ChatGTP bandwagon, which is another thing in and of itself that I will talk about in a little bit more detail on the podcast. So tune in at some point whenever I record that. But being aware that if you're stopped consuming social media, then don't then consume something else. Right? I hope that made sense. Anyway, so this is something that will pull you off course. So being aware of what it is that you're quote unquote educating yourself with, or reading about, or looking into how your belief systems are changing, being mindful of what it is then they're changing to, is what I'm saying. And then we've got the Nine of Swords, which is talking about anxiety and worry. Yeah, so maybe, not stressing yourself too much with things that are going to pull you off course. Like really being in the now and not worrying about the past. So, and I'm saying worrying lightly, not I'm hearing like the words are very clumpy and can't even speak properly. So I'm seeing the words drop in. Really focusing on yourself. Don't being mindful of, if you're in a space where you're feeling all this intense energy, you're feeling all this, I don't know why I'm hearing the word corruption, I'm just going to leave it there. But you're feeling all of this heaviness. Be mindful of what it is that you do to shift that frequency. Like we already spoke about, bringing in laughter to help shift that frequency, but be aware of the noise you're tuning into to help shift that frequency. I hope that makes sense. Some may be having like restless sleep. Maybe some have been having some nightmares. Actually, the Underworld card spoke about vivid dreams, and it was thought, but now it's coming back. I had the most vivid dream the other night, and it was pretty crazy. Like, I haven't had dreams like that in a while, and it wasn't very nice. It wasn't very nice at all. So yeah, some people may be having some dreams that are very intense, or just like doomsday-ish, or just not feeling good, feeling yucky. It's just a dream. Okay, be mindful of that. It's just a dream. It's just another reality we're creating with our mind. I'm also getting the Six of Pentacles here. So this is reciprocity, generosity, giving, receiving, charity even. So what's this got to do with the Hierophant? Yeah, it was said before, giving too much of yourself. Make sure that wherever you choose to spend your energy, make sure that it's reciprocal, that it's not just draining you, if that makes sense. Make sure that the energy is giving back in a light-hearted way, and not just take. Again, anyway, whatever. I'm not going to keep saying this was in the last post, because generally the energy does flow through to some extent as it's shifting, ra-di-da-di-da. And then in the integration is the Four of Swords. This is a card of rest. This is a card of, I mean, you can see it. She's in the bath, contemplating. It's like, yeah, feeling that strongly, just the solitude. It's not full-on solitude like the Hermit card, but it is a card of getting back to self, really going within. And I did say that before, like dropping in, checking in with yourself. What is this heaviness I'm feeling? Not necessarily to label it and going, oh my God, I'm feeling all this intense energy, but just to become aware. Okay, I'm feeling this. How do I want to sit with this? Do I want to, yeah, how do I want to say that? How does that want to be said? I will say things might be feeling very discombobulated, like very confused. Again, last post, very confusing. So yeah, there's a need to retract yourself. There's a need to not necessarily go into hiding / hermit mode, but just maybe checking in with yourself now and again. Okay, I'm feeling this. How does that want to be said? Like being mindful of the here and now when that happens, right? So that things may become more clearer, but definitely resting. Four of Swords, maybe some releasing of things as well, whatever that is. Oh, it's too much, sorry. Okay, so 2 came out. So we've got 7 of Pentacles, which 7s do, whoa. Did I not say there's something about the number 7? So I've got the 7 of Pentacles and the 7, and the Chariot, which is the number 7. Seven of Pentacles. It's kind of opposing energy, because and I'm just being brought back to the mirroring. It's almost like this, I want to say the word juxtaposition. You know, there's a mirroring. Perhaps we're trying to find the middle ground, like not here or there. We're trying to kind of, or we're either here or there, but the trick is to be in the middle. Or, well, it's not a trick, is it? It's just calm, centeredness, balance. Because the Chariot wants to move, it wants to go, but the 7 of Pentacles in reverse is like, whoa, wait a minute. There's some insecurity here, whereas a little bit unsure. Yeah, it's a bit of this back and forth energy. Pentacles. Yeah, it's something that's been planted, like a seed being planted, that's not been growing to the rate that you want it to. or something that's not moving ahead the way that's expected. Yeah, so there's definitely a need to come into that middle space of, okay, I'm just going to pause. I'm going to take a moment here. I'm going to breathe. I'm going to laugh. I'm going to run around, jump around, play with my kids. I'm going to go outside, get some fresh air. Yeah, it's that kind of vibe. Yeah, so I mean, overall message, there's some heavy stuff going on, whether it's, external to you or whether you're really going within, challenging your own set of beliefs, your own traditions, even with the Hierophant. You're really questioning your traditional perspectives, and it might be really challenging. It might be disorienting, blah, blah, that word. Yeah, because that's what it's feeling. It's just this like slightly drowsy type of, I'm so blah, blah, blah. Yeah, here, there, and everywhere. Some things maybe, coming to clarity. We've been talking about this for a while, this clarity. Maybe things are being unearthed, underworld card, that is not fun. I'm seeing the moon on this, I think that's the full moon, and we've just had, if I do make reference to the planetary alignment sometimes, so we've just had a full moon in Aries, which is a fire sign. And so, yeah, that there might be some, hyperactivity or sort of fiery kind of energy going on. And, yeah, it's there's definitely a need to ground, to chill the fuck out. I don't know why I'm hearing the words getting carried away. It's like this, what wants to be said is stay in the middle. Don't necessarily choose any type of quote unquote side, if that's what is going on here, or don't get caught in the too much shadow work and it's all doom and gloom kind of vibe, or too what's that word, almost like a spiritual bypassing. Try not to bypass anything that's being felt, especially if it's being felt physically. Be very mindful of the here and now, because if we're spiritually bypassing in a practical sense, then yeah, it's leaning into either or territory. It's leaning into duality territory, and we're wanting to be in the here and now, where the focus overall is to be in awareness always, or you can call it consciousness, oneness, presence, awareness, frequency. So not labeling anything, just being super aware, and you're already that. So all you need to do is just rest, take time out for yourself if you need to. Yeah, that energy is, it's there's a feeling that it's going to intensify before it comes down a notch. So just be mindful of that. And definitely feel about using laughter as a means to even be with it. Like, at some point we got to go, this is completely wackadoodle, or what the hell is going on? Like that, instead of going out there just hearing the words spewing hatred or whatever, just look at it from a very neutral perspective. Okay, let's grab a couple more. What do we want? And then we may leave it there. If this resonated in any way, shape, or form, do feel free to come and hop in, or be with, hang out with me in the lounge. The link will be at the bottom. I'll post any updates. I post random pictures in there. And when I say updates, I'm talking about the YouTube and the podcast. So I'm trying to keep the podcast audio only, intimate type of conversations. But, you know, who knows? I just hold space and whatever happens, happens. It is what it is. All right, give us a couple more just to close off today. Yeah, endings, that one's coming up. Okay, so we've got, which one came up first? We've got skull endings. And look at that. What's the number over there? 11. So yeah, there's something about needing to be mindful of this reflective mirroring. Anything that is being we get triggered by externally is a mirror back to us. We've also got caution, so being very, very mindful of. I feel like there are subtle warning signs that are trying to like course correct, show us the right, you know, when we have these traffic cones, they're trying to redirect us in a different direction. Just be mindful of those subtle frequencies that I've been talking about the last couple of weeks, that is trying to course correct. And then we've got journey, the labyrinth. Yeah, so these I do feel go hand in hand. At the bottom of the deck, we had crown, personal power. I said that at the beginning, it feels like this crown. You know, maybe if it helps to bring you back to presence in, how does that want to be said? Indulge in a creative pursuit or a creative project. I heard creative challenge, so that'll be interesting. Perhaps like you've never painted before in your life, and that might be something that you feel is really challenging for you, but go at it. Why not give something new a go if it's something new to you? Yeah, try to, because when you're in the process of like creation or being creative, you are fully present. So, and same with laughter, like you have to be fully present to be able to enjoy that interaction. And I will add here too, I know this is just a personal thing coming in, but it's coming into awareness, so be very aware of it, is oh my gosh, and it's gone. Just like that. So, you know, it's probably not very important. It's got to do with connections. Being mindful of connections. I don't know. It's gone now. The thing is gone. So I'm just going to leave it there. What are we up to? I'm just going to pull 2 charms. Just 2. And that's it. Promise. Let's see if we can connect for the charms. Okay, we've been getting butterflies a lot lately. So we've got, and okay, I'm just going to show you something. Underneath the crown, we've got the butterfly. Metamorphosis. Look at the card number, people. Number 22. So you might be seeing 22, 22, 22. But yeah, the butterfly is coming out again. So this is transformation, metamorphosis, which I do feel is happening. And this is you know, usually when the body is feeling this exhaustion, there's a massive energetic frequency shift. So it's been ongoing for a little while now, and I do feel that is being seen in the physical as well to some degree. Well, to a lot degree, but you know what I'm saying. Anyway, we've also got the owl. Wisdom. This is a nocturnal creature that is very vigilant at night, very aware at night, in the dark. So even though things are, like, I'm hearing the phrase hot and heavy, there is awareness there. Like, there's a couple of eyeballs there. There is awareness. There's awareness is always there. There's always awareness. It's all awareness. Frequency, awareness, presence, however it is that you refer to that, God, consciousness, it's all the same thing. It's this ever-present, omniscient frequency, essence, energy, enigma. List all the ways you can describe that energy of alwaysness. I don't know how else to describe it, my friends, but it is always aware. It knows what's up. And I'm just saying it, you know, to kind of use language to describe, but it's everything. It's everything. Okay. Oh, I haven't even had much water today, but anyway. Yes, that's another thing. Make sure you stay hydrated as well, because if you are experiencing the sensitivity to these frequency shifts, ensure that the body is being hydrated. You're nourishing yourself as best you can. You know, it's like that temple card, you know, and what they say about the body being the temple. And I don't know where that was going, but yeah, make sure that you're at least taking care of the body as it's going through these frequency shifts. So, yep, I'm going to leave it there, my friends. Thank you so much for watching. If you did enjoy this content or whatever, I'd really appreciate if you subscribed or whatever. Like, I don't really like this whole vibe, so I'm just going to move on for it. Okay, I will see you next time. Take care, my friends. Have a great weekend or whatever, whenever it is that this gets posted. I'm getting super distressed. Okay, I'm going. Bye. Mwah.